Hello, my friends. How are you today? Today, I am offering a yin practice to honor and invite in the season of autumn. It happens to be my favorite season of the year. I love the colors that it brings in, the warmth, the uh, the gatherings of being about gratitude and Thanksgiving. Um, I love all the pumpkin flavored stuff, of course, and just I really enjoy seeing the change, of the season in not only in the temperature of the weather, but within the trees and the plants, the trees, the leaves coming into those golden colors, orangey colors. I just absolutely love that. So so just welcoming in this beautiful season we have here before us. And as always, um, yoga is a window and an opportunity to not only practice the essence of yoga and the poses, but also to practice what connection life and yoga have together. So as we go through this season of autumn and the changes that are occurring, we also get to take the time to reflect and look at the seasons that we've gone through. Maybe you're in a current season right now where things are changing. And it's also a beautiful time to reflect on things that maybe haven't served you throughout the summer or these past seasons. And as we come into the season of autumn, about letting things go, letting things fall, then we get to practice bringing that in as well. So, wherever you may be in your life or even in your yoga practice, I invite you to just bring that in for yourself here on the mat today. Um, and just take a little time to do some reflection. I will have us start out with a little seated meditation and just time to kind of be with a time of reflection, and then allowing us to just let that go as we move into our practice and get into our bodies. And then once we finish our practice and you come to that place of leaving your mat and getting back out into your life, then you have the opportunity to take those reflections with you and maybe make some changes. All right, so if that sounds good to you, um, go get into something comfy. I won't be using any props today, but you can always bring those in if you'd like. I am therefore going to just sit on a pillow for our little seated meditation. So if you'd like to do that as well, then get yourself a pillow. All right, my friend, I will meet you back on your mat. All right, dear one, let's get started in an easy seated pose, either sitting on your pillow or a block, or maybe just rooted, grounded down through the sit bones, whatever feels most comfortable for you. I always kind of like to play around with my feet, especially when we're going to be sitting in meditation, make sure I'm really comfortable. Some days the hips are really open, other days they're a little tight. So just finding that sweet spot for the body. Once you get yourself settled in your seated pose, let the hands rest on the knees, on the thighs, soften in the elbows, soften in the shoulders. Always the invitation to close the eyes, closing yourself off from the external world, bringing yourself within your body. Let's start off with a cleansing breath. Big breath in through the nose, fill up your belly. Open mouth exhale. Two more. Inhale fully through the nose to the belly. Open mouth exhale. Inhale fully. Open mouth exhale. Now just coming back to the natural flow of your breath in and out through the nose. Relaxing the facial muscles, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. Relaxing the legs, the ankles, the feet, the arms, wrists, and hands and fingers. Just taking a moment to scan the body, noticing any parts of the body that might want to be gripping or holding or squeezing here. Just guiding them to release. Unclenching the jaw. Just taking a few moments to reflect back on past season, summer, and just coming to a place of seeing where maybe you held yourself back, seeing where you allowed yourself to grow, seeing areas where maybe you were taking on somebody else's heaviness, and also looking at any areas where you set some boundaries for yourself. So, looking at in ways in which you grew, and looking at ways in which you weren't really in a place of being able to be at your highest, and not making that wrong, not over analyzing it or adding any guilt or shame. When we practice reflection, it's simply that, just reflecting back, not adding any emotion to it. And in the areas in which maybe you didn't feel that you did your best, just saying thank you for what you did give. And maybe that's something you are able to just let go and let that be a part of the past. Or maybe that's something you choose to bring into this new season and come at it from a different direction, to be able to elevate the action that you put into it, so that maybe it is manifested or comes into fruition. But only if that truly resonates with you, if it aligns with you, if it aligns with your soul. And taking a moment to honor all the ways in which you really maybe pushed yourself, stood your ground, used your voice, were true to yourself. And then closing this reflection with a great big thank you. Thank you to all parts of yourself, ourselves that choose to show up to our life, show up to our days, no matter what they may have looked like. Knowing that each day we're always doing our best. And one day from the other may look very different from the other, and that's okay. Let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And let's just invite in an affirmation. I honor myself and all the changes that occur with each season. I honor myself and all the changes that occur with each season. I honor myself and all the changes that occur with each season. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Opening the eyes. Beautiful, my friends. It's come off of whatever prop you may have been sitting on, and let's give those legs a little release. So just extend them straight out in front of you. Give them a little wiggle, a little shake. Nice. And from here, we will come into a wide-legged forward fold, also known as dragonfly. Oh, my hips are really tight. Good. So just coming to a place of always looking to feel, okay, what's the body need here today? Sometimes in this pose, it is the hamstrings. Other times it's the hips or the back. So not forcing the body to go deep or wide into this pose right away. And finding your sweet spot. And then placing the hands on the floor. Take an inhale. Feel for lifting up out of the low back, extending up through the spine. And then as you exhale, come into a forward fold. Making sure to keep the knees and the toes up towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Maybe you bring your forearms to the floor. And we just want to find a place with the arms where the shoulders can relax. So we don't want to activate the arms in any sort of way. Dropping the head, chin to chest. And just melting here, rounding through the spine, the back. Taking a big breath in, fill up the back. And take a big open mouth exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. And just continuing to let the body get heavy. And letting the upper body just sink a little deeper when it's ready. Deactivating the legs, so release the quads, the knees. Relaxing your jaw, facial muscles.
Inviting in peace, quietness, and stillness in the body and the mind. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Mm, Closing this pose with a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, fill up your back. Taking an open mouth exhale. And then slowly pressing yourself up. Walking the hands back. We'll pause here at the top. Close your eyes, let the shoulders soften, and really feel into the body. Release any tension that was held. Maybe you feel some energy releasing through the legs, grounding down into the earth. Taking one more breath. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. Opening the eyes. Let's support the legs, bringing the knees in and extend those legs back out. Give them a little wiggle, little shake. I have a little action going in front of my front yard here, so I hope that is not going to pick up through my mic. If it does, I apologize for the loud noises that are going on. Okay, let's come into a seated twist. So just bend the knees, bring your left heel over to your right glute, and then we're going to cross that right foot over the left thigh. And feel yourself rooted, grounding down through the sit bones. And then focus on pressing down through that right big toe. So we want to ground that foot down as much as we can. If you find that your foot's kind of up off the floor, you can always bring a block or a cushion or something just to give it that support. And then we're going to wrap the left arm around. Take an inhale, reach your right arm up nice and high. And then as you exhale, twist to the right, bringing that right hand back behind the glutes here. I'm just going to turn sideways here. So you don't want to bring that back hand too far back because then you're going to end up leaning way back.
Always want to focus on trying to sit up nice and tall. So the closer you bring that hand in towards the glute, it'll help press yourself up. And inviting in your breath all the way down to the belly. And each time you exhale, gently pull the belly button to the spine and opening up the twist from your core rather than the chest and the shoulders. That way we get into the spine, the thoracic spine. And then when you find your edge here in your twist, then you can draw that right shoulder a little further back, opening up across the chest. And again, inviting you to close the eyes, making the connection in your body. I have found in my own practice that if I have my eyes open in a twist, it's really easy for me just to get distracted with, again, the external world or my thoughts. And it just disconnects me from my body. So when I close the eyes, bring my attention back to my breath and back into the low belly, it reconnects my mind to my breath to my body, which is the practice of yoga. Mind, body, breath connection. Let's take one more breath here. Big breath in, big breath out. Untwist, coming forward. From here, we will make our way into shoelace pose. So focusing on stacking that right knee over the left. For some, it may look more like having that right foot out in front of that left knee. You can use a pillow or a block underneath here, or if it's able to cross somewhat, but the knee's up really high, again, you can place a blanket, a pillow or something to support underneath that leg, underneath that thigh. Good. And then always wiggling the hips side to side. Feel yourself rooted, grounded down through the sit bones. Bring the hands out in front of you. Take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. Exhale, walking yourself forward. And really, really just slow down coming into this fold. We want to feel for the stretch through the outside of that right hip, the IT band, the sciatic, and all of the glute muscles. Slowing the breath down, breathing in and out through the nose. And gently, slowly making your way into the version of your fold here in this pose.
Relaxing the shoulders, gently guide the shoulders away from the ears, down the back. Let the head be heavy, chin falls in towards the chest. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Cleansing breath. And bringing the palms of the hands in closer to the body. Press into the palms to support bringing the upper body back up. And let's pause here at the top. Feeling into every little sensation, feeling into the release that the body has going on. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And opening the eyes. Let's bring the hands back behind us. Unravel the legs. Ooh. Take a little windshield wiper side to side. And then we will come into our seated twist on the other side. So right heel coming to the left glute. The left foot crosses over. Wrapping your right arm around. Take that inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. And then exhale, left hand comes back behind you. Rooting down, grounding down through that left foot and left big toe. Breathing into the belly. Let's take one more breath here. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Untwist, coming forward right into your shoelace pose on this side. Hands out in front. Take inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as those sit bones root down. And then exhale, folding forward here. Remembering that we typically have one side of the body that's tighter than the other. One hip is usually tighter than the other. Just noticing what side that may be for you. If it's this side, just taking some nice, slow, deep breaths, guiding all the muscles, tendons, tissues, and joints to work together to find some release, some softening. Taking 3 more breaths here. Full inhale through the nose, intentionally filling up your back. Open mouth, exhale. Palms of the hands to the mat as you bring the hands in closer. Press yourself up. Pausing here just for one full breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. Beautiful. Let's come into our counter pose, windshield wiper, hands back behind you. And just drop those knees side to side. Beautiful. From here, we'll make our way down onto our backs. So lowering yourself down nice and easy. And once you get there, bring the knees into your chest, holding the knees in. Take a few rocks side to side. Mm. And then pausing, give a great big squeeze, widen the knees, trying to bring the knees towards the armpits. And then check in with your head. Notice that the chin is up really high. Tuck the chin in slightly to elongate the cervical spine. Good. Taking one more big breath here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Lower your left foot to the mat. Extend your right leg up nice and high, holding on to the back of the thigh or hands up behind the back of the calf. Wherever your arms are, I just want to make sure that your shoulders are able to root down. So if you have the hands up high and your shoulder kind of lifting, and you're kind of lifting up off the floor, just slide the hands a little further down. And you can always take a little micro bend in the knee if needed. And then let's just point and flex this right foot. Taking some big rotations here with the ankle. Going one direction and then the next. Good. And then we're just going to pause here. Flex the foot. Send the toes towards you. Press down through the shoulders. 5 breaths here. Relaxing your jaw and facial muscles. Last breath. Good. And now bend that right knee. Hug the right knee in. Extend your left leg all the way out. Heel to the mat. Relax the feet. And just slow, deep breaths here. Let's take one more breath. Bringing your left foot back to your mat. Lower your right foot down. And then we're going to extend that left leg all the way up, holding on to the back of the thigh or the calf, just like we did with the right leg and foot. Point and flex here. Rotate through the ankle. And then we'll come to stillness for 5 breaths, flexing the foot. So send the toes towards you. Press down through the shoulders. Taking a big breath in and a big breath out. Bending the knee, hugging the knee into the chest. Extend your right leg all the way out. Heel to your mat or floor. And simply just softening here. One more breath here. And bringing right foot back to your mat, lower left foot down. From here, we'll come into reclined pigeon pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out to the side. And then bringing the hands to the belly. So, like right on your diaphragm. Maybe they kind of wrap around, hug, rest on the ribs here. Let the shoulders soften. Taking a big breath in, breathe into your diaphragm. Feel the ribs expand. Exhale, soften. And just intentionally breathing into this space. Letting the breath be as natural as that can be. Breathing in and out through the nose. Practicing lengthening and deepening each inhale, each exhale. Maybe noticing any ways that your stomach or gut may be communicating with you. Just making this connection with this part of your body that we don't always bring attention to. Coming back to what you reflected on earlier. And now evoking what you want to bring in
or have emerged this new season. And often, when we want to make a change or step into something new, or using our voice in a way we maybe don't usually feel confident in, a lot of fear can stir up. And this is the place of our fear, where our hands are right now in our solar plexus. And fear is just a part of being human, but we don't want it ruling us or our lives in any sort of way, or robbing us of our light or our goodness or our opportunities. So, right now, making a commitment to yourself that as you choose to step into something new this season, that you do your best to be aware of your fears and to let the fears fall away. So, just like the season brings change in nature of the leaves that are changing and dying off because they no longer serve the tree or plants a purpose. And in order for those trees and plants to bloom again, the old, the dead has to be released. So, with that thought, that intention, I want you to take a big breath here into your solar plexus, your belly, your diaphragm, breathing into any fear. Take a big breath in. And then taking an open mouth exhale, release the hands, let the arms just fall out to the side. Giving yourself permission to let go of that fear. And maybe this is an exercise, a practice that you get to do over and over and over again. That's why they call it a practice or an exercise. And just feeling that sense of when you lifted the hands away off of the belly, the lightness that you felt. And let's take a big breath in here to the belly once again. And taking an open mouth exhale. 2 more breaths, just like that. Full inhale through the nose, fill up the belly. Open mouth exhale, letting it go. Beautiful. And just slide the arms down, bring the hands to your thighs, support bringing the knees in together. And just kind of heel, toe the feet out so that they're hip width distance. Rest the hands on the low belly this time. Just gently rock your head side to side. And reach the arms back behind you
And then send the feet up towards the sky. Take a nice big stretch here. Inhale. Exhale, bringing everything into a little ball, except let your head rest here on the mat. Hug the knees in, giving yourself a great big hug, honoring yourself. Big breath in, big breath out. Rolling over to one side in fetal pose, whichever arm is on the floor, extend it out. Let the head rest on that bicep, and the other hand comes to the floor. Big breath in here, big breath out. And then pressing yourself up, nice and easy. We'll meet back in a seated pose. And let's bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Taking a cleansing breath. I hope this practice served you well, my dear. May it have brought you to a place of reflection and intention setting and release, and in the energy and space to move into this new season with an open heart, an open mind, with grace, with love, with joy, with excitement. Let's close our practice with a united Om. So taking a big breath in. Let's take a cleansing breath first. So take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale for your Om. Om. Bowing our heads. Thank you so much, dear one, for taking this time for you. Thank you for choosing to practice with me today. May you take whatever you received from this practice out into the rest of your life. May you have peace in your heart, peace in your mind, peace in your body, and peace in your life. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, please give it a thumbs up. You can leave me some feedback, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear if this is also your favorite season or what season happens to be your favorite. And I will also attach, I think I have 2 other autumn Yin Yoga practices uh, in my list or my history of videos. So I will link those in the description below. And I am wishing you a beautiful, amazing rest of your day, a beautiful, amazing season before you, and may it be filled with richness and beauty and love and light. Namaste.